What's going on, people? It's your man, the White Bee. Once again, big shout out to my dog, Brian Reinhardt, for coming through and boosting up the coin. Well, let's just chat, yo. Okay, so we talked about this in the live stream yesterday, but it is Christmas time, so we're doing a Christmas special. Google AdSense pocket digging expedition. We're doing part 2 on this Johnny Fisher cabal rigging on the masses, okay, because I'm sick of it now. Seriously, I'm sick of, and they always leave a little bit of, oh no, it was real touch to it, right? But something was off with this fight. If you watched it, this Balaz dude, okay, he was no good, but this was his big shot, right? Did you see him in there dying to win? I didn't see that. I saw a man in there who was told to stand down, allegedly, or some people saw a man in there who was told to stand down by Massa Eggy Hearns. That's what some people say. I think this fight was legit. I think for sure Balaz, the Hungarian weapon that was flown in, the 7-0 weapon, that's what I got a video coming later in the week. Tony Bellew, the rest of the DAZN commentary team, oh man, this man's a weapon, and yeah, this Balaz guy, man, we don't know how good he is. That's what they said. In terms of him being, that's why Johnny was pushed so hard. Yeah, he's undefeated, so you never know. He might go on to do things later on. It's diabolical, man. Anyway, this video in particular we're going to bring up all of the parts that stink to the high heavens. Yeah? AKA shades of Dubois versus Kevin Lerena. This is the thing. It always goes this way, though. That's what gets me, right? When you got the big A side. When I say a big A side, I don't mean a Joe Blow A side. But even the Joe Blow A sides, if it goes to the judges, 9 times out of 10, Cameron Vong and Gavin something. The first fight, he won about 8 rounds, and the other guy won. Cameron Vong won. Never happened. Robbery, Eggy. You dirty robber, allegedly. That's what some people think of Eggy Hearns. It's not him, it's institutionally corrupt. Yeah? If you get punched up, you get punched up, man. Oh, Johnny Fisher says, oh, but you know, I'm just trying to feed myself. Do something else, man, you're no good. Don't do a charade. Yeah, don't do it, oh, Balaz, stay down, mate. You're going to stay down in the 4th. That's what he was told. I heard from people close to the situation. Balaz was told, stay down in the 4th, and that's what you saw. And I'm going to show you right here. Balaz wasn't punched to the floor, folks. He wasn't knocked out to the floor. There wasn't one clean knockout. There was pushes. There was Balaz, literally, he catches a shot on his glove and jumps on the floor. And just on his knees standing there, not knocked out. We've all seen someone knocked out and or exhausted and or had the fight beat out of them. This wasn't one of them. This was a man who was told the 4th. Okay? I'm not saying he was told before the fight, but during the corner work, he weren't even mad at the things that was going on, which we're about to get into. Balaz doesn't protest the knockdown, the legitimate knockdown, right? He doesn't protest Fisher clinging on for dear life with no points taken off. He doesn't protest the fact he got pushed down and it wasn't a knockdown. If I get pushed down and there's no shot that lands, I'm saying, what are you doing? We see fighters legitimately get knocked down and protest. Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz this weekend. This guy, this is his big fight. He's been flown in from Hungary on 12 hours notice, right? This is his time. Why was he so happy just to get cucked? Oops. Yeah? You stay down in the 4th, Mr. Balaz, and you see this shiny wrist piece. You know what Eggy's like. Eggy loves allegedly handing out a Rolex. I'm not saying that's what he did, but some people might say he handed him one of them moody Rolexes from Skegness. Eggy, let me tell you something, Mr. Balaz. You're a bit green with it, man. You ain't dealt with Eddie Hearn's ilk before, because you might think that's a real timepiece. Take that to the jewellers and see what that is, because that wasn't the real thing, man. That wasn't the real bits. That was the Skegness, the Bovingdon market. That's what that was, man. He got them that moody watch from Skeggy. That's where he got it from. So no, check that, honestly. I might be wrong. Maybe Eggy gave him the real timepiece, but it would be my bet, honestly. It would not be my bet. Anyway, what's this thing doing? Are you having a laugh? Why is that on my screen for? Oh my... Does anyone even use... What is this? Go away. Very annoying. Alright, let's get to the clips then. The leaked frames. Alright, so here's the legitimate knockdown. I'll make sure it's big. No, I can't make it big actually because it's one of them. The zone on my neck, man. Yeah. The zone, they stay on my neck and we know this already. Anywho, I've spent 6 minutes gassing. I apologise. Yeah, that's why I don't get no new subs, because you come here looking for something and I've spent 10 minutes talking before we even get to the main page. But if you ain't got, let me tell you the truth now, if you ain't got no attention span, this ain't for you. If you want a news jobber, yeah, go and get a news jobber. This is the gospel I'm preaching right now. The gospel takes time. What gospel, you know, can be spoken 5 or 8 minutes flat? You ain't never found one before, so don't play with me about... Anyway, here is the first knockdown that wasn't ruled, and Balaz just, yeah, okay, mate, that wasn't a knockdown. The biggest fight of your life, and you're not... Come on. Anyway, here it is. So I can't... It's a shame. Really, I should be able to play the full footage, but I can't. So we're going to have to do the Moody frame by frame. So there's the Bosch shot. There's the Johnny Bosch. So I think Johnny was already hurt at this point. But the reason I've started here is I didn't see nothing clean land. But the commentators are already saying at this point, Johnny's on skates. And that's why you're seeing him fall in. This is the cleanest shot I could find. So Johnny gets boshed on the end of his chops. And now he's really in trouble. Now he's going to the Six Nations tour. Pure rugby now. Watch the rugby. Good rugby technique. He's getting the hips, dipping really low. Good rugby. Getting ready for the drive. He's in the scrum now. Here comes the scrummage. So Johnny Fish is in the middle of the scrummage at the Six Nations at this point. England versus Wales here. Fucking hell, who's winning, do you think? I think England's doing quite well here. England versus Hungary at the Six Nations. Alright. So it's a bit weird. Johnny's knee goes down here, and that was from a shot. That should have been called a knockdown there, but it don't end there. Balaz pulls him back up for some more work. The referee, at this point... Oh, the referee did shout something, but Balaz is looking to work. F it, Bosch. There's another Johnny there. There's a Johnny Bosch there. So either way you look at this, it was a knockdown. A shot lands and Johnny ends up on his knee. Let me tell you something now. Clinching for your life, getting hit with a shot and clinching, if your knees go to the floor, it was a knockdown. Bottom line. A clinch don't get you out of jail, especially when you end up like that, flat on your back. Anyway, I'll show you this to say... I can't play the footage, but take my word for it. It will take all day to go through the frame by frame. I'll show you this bit. But lads, after this point, he don't say nothing. He goes, okay, well, knockdown. He accepts it, right? He accepts that he didn't score a knockdown in the biggest fight of his life. So that already gets your bells ringing. Yeah? I'll be telling the referee, listen, you slimy, smarmy weapon of a man. Yeah? You'll have it next. Look at you, you're 4 foot tall, bro. That was a knockdown. I'll tell him straight up. You ain't tall enough not to call this a knockdown. And you'll be joining him if you play with me on this point scoring business and this ruling a knockdown business. You want to join him? You don't. That's what I thought. So give me my point. It's 10-8 for this round. He went on that. Balaz just sits there accepting it. Is he humble? I don't know. Anyway, we'll now move to some more of the Six Nations tour. And this weren't really picked up on. Look at Johnny. Just the only time Johnny puts his gloves up when he's when he's out of range. Oh, where is it? Takes all day doing it on the frames. Oh, I want to catch this bit. It's diabolical. So Johnny's just, at this point, he's just got picked up. The unruled knockdown has just been called. Johnny comes in. And here we go. Another scrummage. Dives in. This is embarrassing, man. That's another thing that shouldn't be legal. He should have had a point off for that. This is a fight. You don't re-engage a fight by diving in for their hips. And Balaz is just slapping away. I don't know what he's doing, but you got a zombie in front of you. You got a Six Nations rugby zombie. Look at this rugby jobber, man. He's useless. I'm not being horrible, but he really is. It's pitiful. This is what boxing is. Ban the clinch. Seriously, if you don't need any more evidence, ban the clinch. It ruins, it's horrible. If you're finished, yeah, go out with some dignity, man. Clinging on and running forward, and his dad coming out afterwards. Yeah, we're really happy with what we saw there because he knew how to cling on. He always knew how to play rugby. Go and do that, man. We don't want it here. I don't want a rugby player in here. Just running. Look at this guy. Look at this guy here, look. Just falling in. So you get the point. I've got another one here. And this goes on for about a minute. Johnny's just falling in like an idiot. A proper weapon. Here's some more weaponry. Some more Six Nations weaponry here, look, watch. So Johnny's hopping around like he's going to do something. Oh, no, actually. It's illegal as well to drop that low. You've dropped almost to his knees. There's nothing really. He should have lifted Balaz. If Balaz was there to win, he should try to lift him over there with an uppercut. Look at this. Embarrassing, honestly. Johnny after the fight. Oh, brother. Come on, man. This was something else. Look at this guy here, look. Just clinging on to him. And the referee liked seeing this. The referee never said, Johnny, you do that again, I'm DQing you, which should be the case. That's what it should be. Imagine if you're in there and you're just dipping down to your knees and crawling. Johnny Fisher's basically doing a knee crawl on the floor and grabbing your knees. Why don't everyone do that then? Right? He should have been disqualified, in my opinion. Just straight up. The first time I'd have warned him, do that again, Johnny. Re-engage your fight with a rugby tackle, you're out of here. Straight up. Because no one's trying to watch it. I don't care what I don't care what dinner Eggy Hearn's taking me on afterwards, which is what happens with these judges. I wasn't there, but allegedly Eggy was out with this moody ref, man. He was out with him at dinner. They were, hey, this one's on Eggy type That's what they were on. Yeah, it's the old boys club. The old Essex Boys Private School Club. Yeah, you see that one there. Okay, you get the look at it. Look, the referee, yeah, he's trying to split him, and look at Johnny. The referee's trying to split him. Do you see this? And Johnny, look, are you blind? Can you see what I'm seeing here? The referee's literally, he's been there for about 10 minutes. Look at this. Can you believe this? The referee's in between them. DQ for Fisher. Yeah? DQ him. No doubt. Alright, so there's another hug. I think there was one more, but I got bored of doing them. There was one of them, he's literally laying on the ropes and he's locked his hands. Maybe that's the one I missed. Was it this one? Sorry, we've got to go back. Did I show you that one already? It was this one. Or was that oh no, this is another one we've missed. Sorry. This is the third one now. We've got to watch them all, because this is what I'm saying about the disqualification. I'll do the timestamp as well. Look at this one here, man. Watch what Fisher does in a second. He literally wraps his hands around it. The referee loves it. The referee's like, yeah. I'm getting my drink and my free dinner from Eggy later on. But watch this here. What's the referee doing, man? What are you waiting for? And it's a common narrative throughout this fight. Look at Fisher. It's pitiful, honestly. You have to have some dignity in this game, honestly, man. I'd rather get knocked flat out on my back than be rugby tackling people. Do you know what I mean? This ain't it, bro. So the referee steps in again. And you can see here, the referee stepped in at 35 seconds, right? See the position Fisher's in. Look at Fisher. We're now a second in. Look at Fisher. Look at Fisher. Oh my God. The referee's having to get right in there. Look at Fisher. Fisher ain't moved yet. We're 38 seconds now. So we're 3 seconds since the referee stepped in. Look at Fisher. Look at Fisher. We're now 4 seconds in, man. Diabolical. And you can see Balaz with his hand out. Like, what's this cat doing? This ain't boxing. Oh my God, Fisher's going back in for some more. I think the referee's had to pull his arm. That's crazy. He's going back in again for another tackle, I think. But the referee has to step across. We're now at 41 seconds. So since the referee's first request 6 seconds ago, it took 6 seconds to disengage a clinch. Not acceptable in professional boxing. Johnny, this is not rugby. Okay? It's not, and we shouldn't accept anything less than boxing. That isn't it. It's embarrassing. I thought I get second-hand cringe from this guy, honestly. You can't be doing that, bro. You're a grown-ass man. Start acting like one. If you're finished, you're finished. Go out flat on your back, brother. Like Billy Joe Saunders did against Canelo. Alright. We'll move on to the next part. Where is the next part? I think it's a moody low blow. Here's the moody low blow. You can probably won't be able to see it, but I mean, Fisher literally, you can't really see it, but take my word for it. If you watch here, watch Balaz's nuts, you'll see Fisher's glove. There you go. You can see it click into frame, and he drives it right up. The biggest low blow of all time. Balaz protests, and Fisher hits him, but don't do nothing. Fisher's proper fighting hard at this point. And the referee steps in. And the referee steps in not because he's bothered about the low blow. But at this point, Fisher is low blowing because he's goosed and he wants to buy time. The referee doesn't take a point from Fisher. It was the most nasty low blow I've ever witnessed. It wasn't a Dubois versus Usyk belt line. It was literally dip and lift him up by his nuts. Where's the point taken off? Because you best believe if Balaz had done that, this referee would have DQ'd him straight up. Anyway, at this point, Balaz, bear in mind you've just seen the state Fisher's in. Yeah? This is a minute. When Fisher got rocked and the knockdown wasn't called, that was in the last 30 seconds of the first round. This low blow comes in the first minute of the next round. So these are prime. If you're a fighter who's trying to beat Johnny Fisher and who hasn't been told you're going to go down in the fourth, you don't want to waste time with a moody low blow. Yeah? Balaz wasn't crippled on the floor, really in pain. He spends this time after this low blow on his feet, so he wasn't actually in pain. So the question is, why would you let Fisher, who needed more time to rest at this point in time, a minute after Fisher just went life and death, touch and go, El Rugby, aka Six Nations tour. Yeah? This is 2 minutes after Johnny Fisher's Six Nations tour. Why are you spending 5 minutes letting him recover? Make that make sense to me, for a man who really wants to win. Yeah? I've seen cats get hit low and they're not even necessarily winning a fight, but they're in a fight and they want to crack back at it. Balaz takes the longest rest I've ever seen, honestly. About 2-3 minutes. I thought, what's this cat doing, man? And that's when I knew, I started thinking, something's off here. If you want to win a fight, the last thing you do is give an opponent who's on skates and who's in the second row at the Six Nations time to rest. These are premium. You don't get no more premium time than this. Balaz takes all the time in the world. Again, on what planet does that occur, folks? It occurs on the planet of, I've got the Moody Bezel watch for you after this fight, Balaz. Yeah? Okay, we'll get to the next one now. Which is here. What is the next one? I think this might be the first Moody knockdown. Like I told you, round 4, man. You'll stay down. Bear that in mind. Here's the knockdown. Right, so that shot, you can just about make out Johnny Fisher's glove round the back here. Didn't do nothing. Yeah, Balaz is on his feet. Nothing's really landed. You don't see Balaz's head rock back. Yeah? So there's Balaz's head. Focus on his head. There's nothing going on there, man. There's nothing going on. Balaz is on his feet here. Right? Balaz is on his feet. No doubt. What does Fisher do? Biggest push of all time. That's a push. Look at that. Oh my god. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That is push.com. Pushes him to the ground. And that's class. The referee goes on to class that one there as a knockdown. Balaz, he don't protest. He don't say, what, he pushed me. Push. Clearly a push. The referee scored. Oh yeah, that was definitely a knockdown. But your low blow wasn't definitely a low blow. Interesting. Again, it stinks. of, oh, Eggy's taking me to dinner. And he's got a moody Rolex, bezel Rolex from Skegness for me after this one. Right? That's what he thinks of. I don't care what no one says. End of the day. That's what I don't do. We'll do the other 2 knockdowns as well. Oh yeah. On this knockdown I want to highlight as well. If you didn't think that was a push, yeah? Wait a minute. I'll try and skip it a bit. He won a knockdown, man. Okay, well, that's not the one I was looking for, but the rest of them are pure knee jobbers. Yeah, Balaz just takes a knee. He wasn't hurt on that one we've just watched. Forget about that. He wasn't hurt at all. He was pushed down. So he's pushed down, no complaints from him, and the referee scores it. Here's the other knockdown. It's hard for you, man, to see this one properly. Let's go back to the start. Okay, here it goes. Fisher leaps in with the right hand. It don't do nothing. Don't even hit him. So the right hand misses. Oh my god. Is that what happens? I think it is. Watch. The right hand goes in. Balaz dips under it. He's still on his feet. And then this left hook from Fisher. If you look carefully, Balaz has got his hand right there. You see that little black glove there? That's Balaz's glove covering his head. Fisher throws the hook, or the uppercut, slaps his wrist in. That white part is his wrist. So Fisher's uppercut lands his wrist on Balaz's glove, which is there. You can see Balaz's glove now here, right? That shot didn't land clean at all. What does Balaz do? Oh, I'll take a knee here, I think. Really? I'll take a knee. No protest if that wasn't legit. Just takes a knee in the 4th. And the last one, I think, is the most diabolical, to tell the truth. People say, oh, he was knackered, YB. He wasn't. Not if he wanted to win, he wasn't knackered. You see the difference there? If he knew he was trying to win this fight, he couldn't be that knackered. Nothing was really going on. I think it's another knee job here. Fisher comes bouncing in. Rings the right hand. It's a big shot, to be fair. But Balaz is still half on his feet. He chooses to take a knee. He's not actually cooked. Do you know what I mean? Here comes the right hand. It does whack him on the side of his head. And Balaz takes a knee. He's not hurt at all. Sorry. He's not hurt. And the ref waves it off. That's not a hurt man, folks. A hurt man don't end... When have you seen a man end a fart on his knee like that? Who's really dead and he can't make it. And it's his biggest fart of his life and this could change his life. Which one? And he's looking. You can tell, look. Who do you think he's looking at in over there? He's like, hey, you got that watch? That's what he was on, man. He's not focused. He's not worried about it. He's not like, damn, I was so close. What happened to that? If I was in a legitimate fight with Fisher, yeah, and I rocked him in round 1, and I really wanted to win, I'd be thinking, fucking hell. You'd get up. You didn't need to be knocked out here. Sorry. The ref had seen enough in the 4th. That's what they said. Oh, the ref's seen enough. It wasn't like that. It wasn't taking a whooping. You can see his face afterwards. Fisher looked bust up. Let's have a look at Fisher. Oh, let's have a look at some of these weapons here. Listen to this.
Justin in Monaco. There's the heart. There is the menace of Johnny Fisher and what it means to the...
You got an Essex weapon here. Look at this guy here. Look. Oh my god. Oh my god. You got a diabetic Essex weapon, man. Oh man. Oh, not the diabetic Essex fit, bro. Come on, man. You look too young to be on the diabetes tip, bro. Seriously. You gotta sort that out. Look at Fisher. Wait till you see Fisher. Look at him. Do you know what I mean? Even you got Tony Sims in the back. He knows. Tony Sims in the back. You see that one here? Look. Look at Tony Sims. He's like, yeah. Fisher's taking it real serious, man. Tony Sims knows what that was. Tony Sims has been knocking around Matchroom for 50,000 years. He knows. He ain't stupid. He might be okay with it because he's benefiting from it, but he knows deep down, oh, yeah, that was that one. That was the Eggy Hearn, Barry Hearn special. The brown envelope special is what it was. Fisher, he seems a bit... let me tell you something, having a degree don't make you intelligent. And Fisher comes across like he's a bit of a tool in that regard. And he must be, to be acting like this after a life and death. I rate Jai Pattaya. He came out and said, my performance was a stinker and I'm not impressed with myself. So even though I give it to Jai, I do respect that. And he said my dad wasn't happy with it either. So after I didn't hear that before I made my video on him, but after hearing that, I respect that. Fisher, on the other hand, really. So whatever quarrels I have with Jai Pattaya, at least he's honest. This cat here is a weapon.
And what it means to these fans. He had a difficult start, but I tell you what, he's fired up and he wants a big 2026.
I tell you what, he's got a big set of you-know-what on him. He was in all sorts in that first round. The legs were unsteady in the second round, but that's how you close the show there.
First quarter of 2026, but Johnny Fisher will be part of it. It looked dicey early, but he got the job done.
And look, he showed something there, didn't he?
He showed something there. Wow. Anyway, that's the breakdown. You can believe what you want to believe. I know what I believe. And yeah, I may lean conspiratorial, but something stinks, man. I didn't see no ambition from Balaz for the biggest fight of his life. This should have been, in the legitimate fight, this should have been like Christmas come early for Balaz. I didn't see that spirit from him. He knew from round one I can hurt him, right? So how do you not run with that and have a bit more of a go? Balaz looked like he was cruising the whole, even when he was getting knocked down. He wasn't hurt. He wasn't desperate to get, let's fight. He looked like he knew what I was, you know what I'm saying? That's the vibe I got. After round one, I put a tenner on Balaz to win by KO. Luckily, I took it off. What that proves is I was seeing something in there. And it wasn't the fact that Fisher was doing something great. It wasn't like Fisher started doing something great and I thought, oh no, I'm wrong. It was to do with Balaz. Yeah? I put a tenner on Balaz in round one to win by KO. And then, after the low blow, when I saw Balaz take 2 minutes for the low blow, I thought, nah, that don't sit right with me. No one who's really trying to win a fight lets someone off the hook standing up after a low blow, which couldn't have hurt because you wouldn't be standing up. Yeah? So that tells you that I'm seeing something there. It's not this cap. Do you see what I mean? I saw this cat ain't here to fight. He wasn't. He wasn't to fight. I don't think he even expected to hurt Fisher. I don't think he was trying. I didn't see nothing he was trying to hurt Fisher in there. I think he clipped Fisher with a rangefinder, and Fisher was on skates, and he kind of got, "Ooh, sorry, Eggy." Do you know what I mean? Can I still get my bezel? Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Oh, one more picture. Sorry, guys. I do want to see one more picture of this Fisher. Look at Fisher. Look at... Oh, my God.
And on the verge now, Fisher, of the comeback. The heart there.
I don't blame. I think he's a bit simple. Johnny. I do. The way he boxes, he looks a bit simple as well. He doesn't. He looks like he does. He might have a moody degree from, I don't know, from what uni do you think it was? From Bossingworth Community College. No doubt, he might have a degree from Bossingworth Community College in one of the liberal arts type thing. No doubt about it. Fair play to him. But he gives me them vibes. Put him up. He don't have no IQ, man. The way his legs are as well. His legs, they're bowed out. He's got bowed legs. They look quite strong, but bowed is no good. He's got big stiff legs like that. I bet if you looked at his knees, bow in. You know, like Coogan. I think he's got the Coogan knees. That's what I see shades of. I see shades of Coogan knees, which lines up with. Yeah, he don't come across. Not in his boxing anyway. he comes across a bit simple when it comes to boxing. There's nothing wrong with that. Someone's got to be simple. But he does, doesn't he? He doesn't really have... I've seen misfits fighters with more... In fact, I was watching a clip of someone. Let me show you, for example, what I'm talking about. I'm not sure I can even play it because it's on the zone. But let me see if I can. Just to give you an example of what I don't see from Fisher. It might be here, I think. Yeah, it might be here. So this is a misfits fight, right? Both of these guys, even the man who's losing. Watch these two cats. Even the one who's losing, he's doubled over, right? But he's got his hands right on his head. And the other guy, the other dumpling there. You see the fluidity? Fisher don't even have that. It's messy, he's just slapping around, but I don't know. You know what I mean? This guy, the guy in the black, looks more like he knows what he's doing than Fisher does. And this guy's on misfits. And even the guy defending himself. Right, look at how tight the guard is. Look how tight the blue guard is there. Yeah? This guy in the blue, a jobber from misfits, seems like he knows what he's doing more than Fisher. Fisher don't even have that type of poise about him. And this is some dumpling from misfits. And even the fluidity in the shots, Fisher's quite stiff and simple is what I'd say. You know what I mean? Put him on. Anyway, I'm out of here. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like with the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this when people stop it. Bye.